Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Now I have to admit to really questioning what I'm doing today, because my plan is to hike up to one of these hills. I'm in Northumberland National Park. My plan is to hike up to one of these hills with this heavy backpack, put a tent up, hopefully find somewhere a little bit sheltered so it's not getting too battered by this wind. I'll let you into a secret. It doesn't go to plan. And hopefully take some landscape photography images, but I've left my Sony at home, and today I've bought only the Fujifilm X100V, which obviously is a 35mm equivalent fixed focal length APS-C camera. Perhaps a bit of a crazy choice, but I just wanted to see if it was possible, and you know me, I love to set myself a challenge, so yeah. So at this point, you may already be wondering why on earth anybody in the right mind would load a heavy bag, leave a nice warm camper van and march to the top of a hill in Northumberland during what can only be classed as extremely gusty conditions. And really I'm putting faith totally in the weather forecast, because this wind is supposed to drop, and I'm hoping if I can get into place and pitch the tent, and I've got the added beauty of local knowledge, I suppose, in this one. Well, I'm just hoping that I may get lucky with some interesting light and hopefully take some nice photos. That's the plan anyway. Just taken a photo of the tree in front, which you've just seen. I would try and do some B-roll, but to be honest, this wind's that strong that it literally did basically float me over at one point. So yeah, this is a crazy strong wind. There's no way this has dropped down yet. Now I must stress that the forecast wasn't for winds this strong. It's basically not dropped down at all yet. But it's supposed to drop down quite a lot in the night, so fingers crossed we'll get something. I think I'm just going to take another shot of the tree from here. I think this angle looks quite nice. This wind's making it really, really slow going. Obviously my backpack's quite heavy, but the main problem is wind. But as you can see, as soon as we've come behind the crags as such, the wind's dropped down. So this isn't where I'm going to camp, but yeah, I'm optimistic we'll find somewhere nice to camp tonight. There were once some wonderful clouds going on, and we're going to head up there, and hopefully it dips down, so we should definitely be able to camp over there. Whoa! This, man, you know you're alive when you're in weather like this. This is horrendous. Look at the views though. Look at that. Whoa! But I need to get down a bit because this is crazy. And just like that, normality is restored. But still need to find somewhere a little bit sheltered. Now, in the distance you can see the crags we walk past. My plan to go there early morning. So I'll probably get for sunrise, see if there's any colours, and then head down. Whew. But really, I think my priority at the moment is to find a half decent camp spot. Now, I think the next section is going to be exposed again. Yep. If you're wondering why we're going off track, it's because the wind's blowing. And of course, it's quite important that I find somewhere sheltered for the night. But to be honest, I may have to make the call of going back home. Whoa! I'm hoping just down here. I think just through this patch here should be just sheltered enough. I think this will be acceptable. I'm right behind these rocks here, so really all these rocks are going to be taking the majority of the wind. Just need to find a nice, in fact I may even come in quite close to them. Still going to be a bit breezy, but it'll be safe, and that's what matters. Well, I'll be honest, I have considered going home, but I think we should be okay here. The wind is whipping around a little bit, so what I need to make sure is I get the back of the tent with the wind coming onto it. Then we should be good. It's supposed to die down a little bit in the night, so yeah, let's get this tent up. Well, I've got to be honest, of all the times I've pitched this tent, this was perhaps the hardest. Absolute nightmare. The wind was just channeling around. It's dying down a little bit now, but I've had to come in right by the rocks, and I'm hoping I've got a bit more protection. I don't know, I'm going to have to play it by ear, I think. I'll see how we get on for the next half hour. I'll get my stuff in and then, yeah, see what happens. Right guys, well, I'm in the tent. This is not a brilliant pitch at all, but it's safe. That's all that matters. It's fair to say that this whole adventure is not, I didn't have what's happened in mind. The forecast was for it to basically be clear all night, and also for this wind to drop down. And now the wind may have dropped down a little bit, but it has actually been raining. So all in all, it has not been pleasurable, and I've got a feeling that I'm going to be getting up very early in the morning and trying to get this tent down and getting straight down to the van, which is really disappointing, to be honest. But I have got some photos en route, which I've been quite pleased with. But what I'd like to demonstrate to you now is basically how quick it is to get your photos from the X100V to your phone. So really, I'm just going to turn it on. And I think this is one thing that's really impressed me about this camera in general. So I'm recording the screen, get the app on, click on get, and what it will do then is it will basically want to try and join to the Wi-Fi of the phone. So click on join. Takes a while, whirs away, but it does work every time, which is amazing me, because I've used Fuji cameras over the years and the app's always been, frankly, a bit naff. It's a real way of putting it. I'm going to download those few there. We'll get that. And now basically they will download. I'm just going to put my glasses on so I can... Now what you can do is you can actually set up in your settings on your phone, you can basically decide if you want to send a smaller low-res image to your phone or the high-res. Now I send the high-res simply because of the fact that I'm so interested in using recipes on this camera that I want to get the JPEGs straight off it and generally use those. That's my idea. This is my everyday carry camera. I don't necessarily want to be processing everything. But that's it. So now I'll turn my phone off, save a bit of battery power. Go to photos. Then lo and behold, we have images from the walk up, which I quite like some of these actually. And we also have someone, I went out and braved the rain and there was a nice little bit of colour going on in the sky. Now as you can see, I'm going to need to leave some shadow details in that, and in fact I could probably even do that on my phone. So we go to edit, even click on auto, and straight away that's made a world of difference. I'm just going to make sure my phone's at maximum brightness. You see, so that's quite nice, and I'd be quite happy probably just sharing that straight to social media. But I do think of the walk up, I think that shot's really interesting. I think that's quite nice. And it may be that I may actually end up processing the RAW files. Because I have both, and that's the beauty of this, because I'm shooting RAW and JPEG. JPEGs come to my phone, RAWs are still on the camera, and I can sort those out, process them as desired if I wish to. Anyway guys, I am going to try and get some sleep because it's safe to say that my pitch is very uncomfortable. I've got a feeling the weather may get worse, and I have this nagging feeling that I may have to bail either in the night or very early in the morning, which will be a first for me because I've never had to do it while camping before, so that's just quite ironic. So fingers crossed, and I'll see you in the morning. Hi guys, I can't believe I'm talking to you at 2 o'clock in the morning, but as you can see, it's a bit blustery. Honestly, the wind has not dropped down at all really, and I think it's slightly changed direction, which isn't really helping. I've had to go out and do a couple of peg pulling out, but yeah, the tent's holding up fine. It's just noisy, and where I had to pitch is just really uncomfy. So yeah, this isn't a good advertisement for wild camping for landscape photography, is it? But hey, it's all part of the fun. Well, good morning. I wish I could say that the wind dropped down, but listen to it. I've had a terrible night's sleep, absolutely terrible. So I'm not going to sit here talking to you when I've literally just woke up, but yeah, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I think I can't even make a cuppa, it's just too windy, so I think it's just a case of getting the tent down and heading down the hill. It's wild, absolutely wild. But I did manage to get a shot of the rainbow. Obviously handheld, there was no chance the tripod was going up. Now I think what's happened in the night is the wind's now coming that direction, but last night it was, when we came and put the tent up, it was coming from over there. So obviously what's happened is changed direction of the night, and basically my tent was just taking it, I'm not sure if you can see it, right on the back, which in all fairness is the strong point of it, but oh, right, I'm going to try and take another photo. I am absolutely dreading doing this. Not looking forward to it at all. Yeah, I've lost. There's a few pegs out in the process. which I'm probably never going to see again. Actually, not as bad as putting it up. Ah! Okay. Oh, dude. Changed my mind on that one. Oh, horrible. I definitely think it's time to go home. Right, so I'm heading down. I've got to say, that was pretty much a horrendous night. I don't really know if I got much sleep. I did manage to hear most of the election results. Not that I really want to stop and listen to all the election results. But yeah, I think swinging round, I just need to get down past the crag now. Over there, get round there and down. But as you can see, it's pretty much horrible. The wind has definitely just slightly changed direction, but that was enough to cause me all those problems. The tent held up okay actually. A couple of pegs came out, which I put back in the night, but all in all, nothing drastic. The only thing I don't like about that tent is the fact that you have to pitch the inner first of all. So that means you've got a distinct possibility of everything getting soaking wet if it's raining. And also then in that windy situation, I think it would have been easier if it had been an outer pitch first. I could have got the outer up, then just got the inner in, and that would have been easier for taking it down as well. But hey ho. I'm going to make a march down, and while I'm marching down, hopefully, and I say hopefully because the wind was that strong it was pushing me over, hopefully here's a rainbow photo. Right, so I'm nearly back at the van. Now I'm very conscious this is a photography channel and there actually hasn't been that much photography in it, but I think really sometimes that's just the way it goes. You know, don't be that surprised if you go out and do a shoot and don't come back with much. I'm hoping, and I don't know yet, you'll have seen them, I'm hoping I think I got a nice one walking up. Well, I did. One was quite nice of the hills over there with the tree walking off. I was quite pleased with that one. I'm not sure if the one at the top would be quite nice. I'm going to have to look at the raw file, see what I can do with that. And then there's a rainbow shot. Now I've got my concerns about the rainbow shot simply because the wind was so strong I was getting blown around. I've just put it on the screen, whatever, so you'll know if it was sharp or not. I'm hoping it was sharp. I took a few. For some reason, the X100V was struggling to autofocus. But I don't know if a lot of that is because I was getting buffered around at the same time, so it just made life really difficult for it. But yeah, it definitely didn't go to plan. And I don't feel like I've yet given the X100V a solid workout for landscape photography, because this wasn't it. I was planning to actually shoot some panoramics with it. I brought my L bracket with me and I was actually going to shoot some panoramics, hence why I was carrying the tripod mainly. But hey ho, there was no way anything was going to work on a tripod today. So I think on that note, I'm going to end this video as I'm virtually back at the van, and I'm going to have some breakfast and have a cuppa, because there was no way I could cook anything up there, so I couldn't even eat last night, so that was a bit disappointing. So I'm going to get down, eat, go home, and lick my wounds. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Very different, but I think it's a bit of an eye-opener. If you're planning to go wild camping, just be prepared that it could all go a bit pear-shaped. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you next week for another one. Thanks again.